Hello friends, welcome into the 49ers Report presented by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. I am your host Tom Downey, here to take you through all of the latest 49ers rumors. First up, is Nick Mullen still going to be the starting quarterback for the Niners? We'll give this one 4 heads here. That's what Kyle Shanahan says. He says, quote, Nick Mullens is our starter until I say differently. It's going about that way, and it's how it'll continue to be, which I think makes sense. Right now, look, Mullens wasn't as good against the Giants as he was the previous week against the Oakland Raiders, but overall his numbers this year in 2 games, they're pretty solid. And I know he's not going to be the long-term guy in all likelihood for the Niners, because there's this guy named Jimmy Garoppolo who's going to come back in the near future. But I think the Niners are making the right call sticking with Mullens right now. But who do you want at the helm for the rest of the season? Is it Nick Mullens, type M? Is it CJ Beathard, type B? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I don't want to knock Beathard, but I'm going with Mullens for the time being. All right, next up, could the 49ers make a run at Le'Veon Bell? I'm not really buying into this one. I'll just give it the 1 head here. There is some speculation from sites like Sports Illustrated and more that the Niners could go out and add Bell. And they do have the cap space to afford him. And even though they claim they're not forgetting about Jerick McKinnon or Matt Breida, the Niners have other needs right now. They have other needs than to go spend more money on a running back. Simply put, it's not good roster construction to throw a bunch of money at more halfbacks. So let me know. Do you want the Niners to sign Le'Veon Bell? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I expect Jerick McKinnon to come back, in theory, healthy next year. He'll be there. Matt Breida is there. You can go add another third back if it's not a guy like Matt Days, because I don't think Alfred Morris will be on the team next year. So I like the player in Bell. I just don't think it's good usage of funds and roster construction to go throw out a bunch of guaranteed money at another halfback when you already kind of paid Jerick McKinnon a pretty big sum. All right, next up, I don't know, many Niners fans out there will appreciate this one. Is it time to fire the defensive coordinator? Well, I'll give this one 3 jet heads. Now, I'm not going to quite give it 4 quite yet, because yes, the Niners ranked 26th in scoring defense, and yes, they blew yet another 4th quarter lead, and yes, this defense hasn't done a great job of making adjustments. And there's reason it's 3 heads out of 4, so not quite the full-on, abandonment yet. But I do just want to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. Please don't get too mad at me. This team is 10th in total defense. That's yards allowed. You would think the scoring defense isn't that big of a factor there. I think the injuries on defense and the ineffectiveness at times and plus turnovers of the offense have played a big factor in it. But in the end, I think some of the lack of adjustments, the limited development by some of these younger defensive players, talk about Solomon Thomas in particular, that's a big issue for me. So what should the 49ers do? Type FS or KS. I think it's time to let Robert Saleh go. I think you can find a better defensive coordinator, or at least get a guy that can produce a little bit more than this get a guy that can help this defense produce more than they have so far this year. Today's show is brought to you by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. So head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code LIVE120 for a 120% deposit bonus. What that means is, go put down $50, all right? They're going to give you $60 for free to bet with on BetDSI. You're playing with house money if you use promo code LIVE120 at chatsports.com/bet. All right, 3 more Niners rumors to get to here. Marquise Goodwin, is he okay? I'll give this one 4 stars. It seems like he's going to be okay. There's nothing to be overly concerned about. Now, he did leave the game against the Giants twice to get his head evaluated. The good news is he came back both times. Now, Goodwin has been in concussion protocol 6 times over his NFL career, but he says that he is good to go. It wasn't any more physical. That is every week, he said. That is the name of the game. It's just a physical type game. So that's good for the Niners because Pierre Garçon continues to be banged up and missed time. Dante Pettis is getting more reps. Kendrick Bourne is also getting involved. Trent Taylor actually didn't play all that much against the Giants. Richie James also a factor there, but Goodwin brings the speed to this Niners offense that once you get Jimmy Garoppolo back and everyone's healthy again next year, you hope to have impacting the game in a big, big way. Speaking of impacts, how about George Kittle? Is he the next great tight end? I'll give this one 3 heads, and frankly, it might actually be already at 4 because I love me some Kittle. He continues to wow this year. He looks like a future, or maybe it's really current stud at tight end. I don't think he's that far away. Frankly, he's not already there in terms of yards from getting into that Travis Kelce, getting into that Zach Ertz type discussion. I love what Kittle has brought to this team. Shanahan in the past hasn't always used tight ends, but he's not dumb. He knows he's getting Kittle involved. 50 catches. I would not be surprised if he passes the 1,000-yard mark this year. Get him more involved in the red zone maybe a little bit, but Kittle can block, he can catch. He very well could be that next great tight end in the NFL. Folks, if you like what I'm wearing, go get your own Mizzen and Main shirt. Comfortable.af is the site, and trust me, you will not find a more comfortable dress shirt than a Mizzen and Main shirt. Go check them out. Trust me, you're going to feel so great. You're not even going to find a more comfortable shirt, period, dress or otherwise, than a Mizzen and Main one at comfortable.af, because yes, that is the site. All right, one last rumor, because, guys, I'm sorry, the season's pretty much over for the 49ers. How about some draft outlook? How about Nick Bosa to the 49ers? I'll give it 2 heads for now. I love the idea of it. From a should do this perspective, it's 4 heads. But from a will it happen perspective, I'm not quite as sold on that end. Not because the Niners, I think, would pass on him, but the Raiders right now are ahead of the 49ers in the draft order, plus the Niners won the head-to-head matchup there. So what happens if the Raiders get Nick Bosa first? If Bosa's off the board, where do the Niners end up going? Now, I think Bosa, and this really isn't in any particular order, I think Bosa is your top target. He'd be a perfect fit as that edge rusher that the Niners just don't quite have right now. I think Greedy Williams, the cornerback from LSU, fills a need, but if you're drafting, let's say, number 3 overall, is that a little bit early for Greedy? You're not going to go quarterback. You're not going to go receiver, because even though it's a need in reality, I think, there's really no one worth taking. Maybe you go offensive lineman. I think Jonah Williams would be a nice fit, but do you want to invest back-to-back first-round picks in a lineman? I'm okay with it. I don't know if the Niners feel the same way quite yet. Clelin Ferrell is another edge rusher that could be a fit there. Maybe a Josh Allen, maybe a Montez Sweat, some other guys, but I don't know if they're really worth that number 3 overall pick. You don't want to go linebacker. That doesn't make sense for the 49ers. What about safety? That could be an option as well. Deontay Thompson, the Bama safety, a true single-high free safety. If you want to get rid of Adrian Colbert, that's your guy. So, folks, let me know in the comment section, who do you want the 49ers to draft in 2019? You can give me a name, maybe a position instead. Just let me know what you guys think. And stay tuned throughout the season and offseason. We'll have plenty of NFL draft coverage here coming up for you guys on Chat Sports.